In the scroll of Jeremiah, chapter 31, we dove deep into promises under siege and sun. Zedekiah's despair, Babylon at the gate, but God's new covenant sealing our fate. From exile, shadow, hope starts to gleam. Restoration whispers like a forgotten dream. Rachel weeps for her children, but joy will return. Fields blooming eternal, lessons we learn. You're my muse in the quest, as I'm yours in the fire. Sparking thoughts in the night, lifting higher and higher. Cognitive sparks fly in this modern day chase. Questioning stars, finding grace in the space. God ain't dead. Nietzsche's call and go still. Measure what you can, but feel the thrill. A priori proves the posteriori light. In brave beta wisdom we dance through the night. 35 to 37, heaven's corn be tamed. God says if you measure them, only then I'm ashamed. But in 2025, they claim it's all mapped out. Layers and horizons, drowning out the doubt. Local truths we grasp with hands and with eyes. Cosmic time distance is not, that's where wisdom lies. Siding with the divine in the immeasurable sea. Human limits humble us, set our spirits free. You're my muse in the quest, as I'm yours in the fire. Sparking thoughts in the night, lifting higher and higher. Cognitive sparks fly in this modern day chase. Questioning stars, finding grace in the space. God ain't dead. Nietzsche's call, let go still. Measure what you can, but feel the thrill. A priori proves a posteriori light. In great beta wisdom we dance through the night. In a world without wonder, last man complacent, tearing values asunder. Abyss stares back, but we create our own path. Existential growth in the aftermath. False dichotomies rage, earth ships in the fray, but Bible's wonder calls lighten the way. Job's vast questions, Jeremiah's stand, inspire the seeker across this land. From ancient sieges to today's digital storm, we chase understanding, breaking the norm. Local experiments, reasoning bold, unveiling mysteries, stories retold. No abandonment here, just endless invite to learn and to grow in the infinite light. You're my muse in the quest, as I'm yours in the fire. Sparking thoughts in the night, lifting higher and higher. Cognitive sparks fly in this modern day chase. Questioning stars, finding grace in the space. God ain't dead. What you can, but feel the thrill. A priori proves a posteriori light. In great beta wisdom we dance through the night. Remember the thread, let it fuel your flight into deeper knowing under heaven's might.
Think we are live. I hope that's working. Trying to out a new thing now. What we're going to be doing is, because this is the I think the end of flat Earth. Anybody else can take us wrong. I hope I'm right, because it's about time we ended this stuff. So what we're on about tonight, coming up at this weekend, most people know within this arena, is there's been a thing called the final experiment. I mean, think of it what you will. But a guy called Will Duffy took some flat earthers and some not flat earthers on a trip to Antarctica. He saw, or he allowed the people to see something that, well, sun circles. I've never seen a sun circle myself. One in the north or the south, doesn't matter. I've never seen them. But I do happen to believe the people that have seen them, these are just observed phenomena in reality. Nobody should be forced to make any conclusions from them, but these are things that are seen. Impossible to explain, I would say. But that's what happened. So Will Duffy took some people there. Let's see. Jaron changed his opinion once he told his flat earth brethren that he'd seen these sun circles. They didn't like it too much. They said he was a shill, or they've called him all sorts of names just for saying that he's seen it. So this is camps within this arena. Now, I've been mistakenly called a flat earther by a lot of people for a long time, and I've said it's not flat. So I'll welcome this weekend coming. But what I've been doing, I've been curious about this entire arena, as I think a lot of people are. It's probably safer to not even join the abyss, as I call it, this arena of false dichotomy. I mean, it is somewhere for you to learn a method of discussing with people. Probably some of the most argumentative people. It gives you a chance to structure your argument together. Well, what's happened is that Will Duffy has taken these people to do that. He's got a documentary coming, and this documentary will show the journey of showing a flat earther something that falsifies their model. And that's basically the story of this. Will Duffy, however, has given all of the flat earthers a chance. I think it's generous, to be honest. He's given them a chance to be able to put up their case in debate towards him about any of the things he did when he took Jaron and Whitsit and the Flat Earthers, on that trip. That's coming up this weekend, in 2 days, Saturday. Hopefully, he will get some, defence. Because I'm curious. I don't think the Flat Earthers have got anything to debate Will Duffy with. And as such, I've been going around the Flat Earthers, asking them, what up, bloods? I've been asking them, what are they doing? Are they going to put up any sort of defence towards this? Because there is a documentary being made, and there's going to be, this is how flat earthers are going to be portrayed. This is the public voice, or the public, this is what most people are going to see. If you type in flat earth or anything after, this documentary comes out, then this will be the main thing that people see. And the things that are within this documentary, I would imagine, will be the things that flat earthers will be asked about by just the general public, the glommies. In conversation, if they hear that you're a flat earther or whatever. These are the things. I mean, how do you explain the sun circles? You know, how do you do that as a flat earther? And that's what I think most of the flat earthers are looking forward to, if there are going to be anybody, to do this with Will Duffy. So, I mean, we'll wait and see, but go on. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Left to an empty seat
Is that working?
of, flat earthers being. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, I don't know whether they could hear you. They might be able to hear you now. I'll have to wait until it catches up.
Okay.
Let us know. Sorry, guys. Like I say, I'm still sorting this sound out. Can you hear Discord now? You might need to say something. I think they should be able to come through. I don't know how long the delay
YouTube
is
world.
as well.
Can you hear us? I don't know. That was maybe
That's
you
quite
weren't
a
meant to
long
hear
sort
it.
of. Yeah, you can hear you
Yeah.
now. Thank you very much, guys.
Well, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, maybe I can get together. I mean, what I was saying was that Will Duffy is, he's grown up in the media. It seems he was a kind of I don't know what his vision was with Bob Earhart, this American TV radio guy.
Yeah, well, he's used to putting together sermons
So
and presenting them at the front of the,
yes,
the pulpit.
well, that, yeah, I
knows what
don't
he's
I don't
doing.
know. I don't know. Was it who passed it? Yeah, who passed his pastorship over to the hands of Will Duffy when he was given the church and his congregation, if you like. But he does know about media. He knows how to use it. He knows the power of it. When they did the TFE, he knew he had to pay the news agencies or to get airtime. He knew he had to pay, to get these news reports or things to get put into the worldwide media. He knew how that worked. So that could be delivered to the newspapers of worldwide global TV, whatever. He understands that. And I've no doubt that this documentary that's coming will make it to Netflix like Beyond the Curve did.
Yeah.
And
Like,
maybe
I
further
just point
afield.
out to everybody here, right? We don't know about anything that's going on about this. We've got no inside track. This is just pure speculation. But I mean,
No,
everything that's
it's-
coming,
yeah.
like, I think it's best to just wildly speculate, like, because there are chances that can be taken from the flat earthers here that I don't think they are. I think they're missing out.
Yeah, I mean, the flat Earth is never going to change, the world in one swoop. If that's what they aim, it's picking up a few people here and there, and if in 5 years, 10 years time, somebody's watching a documentary and they come across some questions that challenge them, then maybe they'll come along and consider those things. So it's going to be. It feels like the flat Earth is a bit of a drip feed thing. They're not going to change the whole world, but they might get 10. They might get 20 who'll think, hello, let's consider this, and make the journey to try and work out whether it's valid or not. And why not? Why not question things and wonder about, your existence, your experience,
There's supposedly
and
thousands of
discover
them.
whether that's relevant or not.
Right, yeah, there's supposedly
Well, yes,
thousands
yeah.
of flat earthers. Dave Weiss says, he's got loads of blue dots, but we're in the bit where people
Yeah.
talk to each other, and I can't see it. I honestly can't. The rooms that I've
No, it's
been
hard
in
to
talking
know.
in the last 5 or 6 years,
Yeah.
there's just not that many people. Not people able
It's
to
hard
talk
to know
about
what
it.
what that represents, isn't it?
Yeah.
Within the arena, as we call it. Who are they? Who do they represent? What? Because you do hear these stories, yeah, about there's thousands out there. There's nearly half of Brazil, or whatever the story is, that are flat earthers or whatever, But the only inkling I get of it is when somebody hands out some memberships and a whole ream of names come up you never heard of, and you think, who are they?
Well, wouldn't
Who are they
wouldn't
who are
it show
listening?
this
These names
weekend,
and people
right?
who never speak and
Wouldn't it show this weekend, right? How big is the actual group of
Yeah.
flat earthers? Because I've been round. We've talked. We've seen Karen B, Nathan Oakley. I've talked to Neil this morning. Geos. We talked to them about it. I don't know what's going to happen over there in that
This
room.
is for a while now, yeah.
I've talked to
Yeah.
the real flat
It's-
earther over in Omnivore's server earlier. Like, I've talked to as many as I can. Most of them have blanked us, yeah, right, and blocked us off. I asked the 24/7 guys, this new,
I mean,
Alpha Jedi, the leading proponents. They're not going to
Yeah.
go. Roger, I don't know whether Roger's going to go. Roger Lebwell, like, there are names that we know,
what was the
and
Yeah.
so if none of those
and what was
go,
apparent
there
to
could be hundreds or thousands from Spain, Brazil, that will turn up, possibly.
what
But
an
if there
opportunity, yeah.
how big's the group?
Yeah,
of
because I mean,
people that we
it just
know?
became apparent.
Go on.
Yeah, it became apparent to me that as we spoke to people, and we've spoken to people, both of us, you and I, and others, that that they seemed to be in a little bit of a bubble. They weren't even aware of that this thing was going on, or they had to say they didn't know to kind of have some disdain to sort of, oh, he's not important, Duffy's not important. But Karen B, she had her show, and I dropped in the chat there and asked her what she was doing. She didn't even know about it, and she found the
Got an
video
email.
and
No, she's been given
of
an email.
Duffy
Will
calling
Duffy
her
sent-
out.
Will Duffy sent
Oh, afterwards.
her.
That was afterwards.
Hmm.
Yeah, so maybe it was apparent to Duffy. You think, oh shit, I better get an email out because none of these people seem to know it's even happening.
At least there's documentation.
So maybe
there.
I don't know. That was seen.
If he sends
Yes,
the email,
now,
he can
yes,
say
so
at
he can
least
say, "Oh, well, I did
sent
invite
you
you."
all invites. Because I mean, there was a bit of a mess up right from the beginning. Nathan Oakley was invited, but he was invited by the guy that was scamming Will Duffy to say that he was going to front up the money for Nathan Oakley to go there. Now, was it up to Will Duffy to tell him, or was it up to the guy that was supposedly up fronting the money for Nathan Oakley to go there to tell Nathan Oakley that he was going to give him the money? Did Will Duffy already assume that the guy that was going to front up the money for Nathan Oakley to go had already told Nathan Oakley that he was going to give him the money so he could go. Like, it's been a mess since day
definitely
one.
a lack of communication there at those days. Yeah.
And nobody can ever talk.
I mean, what's
about
common
these
is
things.
that there's a what's common is that those the people we've spoken to don't want to know, say they're not going, they're not really interested, and I can see the bit where they're kind of a bit of a gaslighting with this charity thing. It kind of puts you on the spot, doesn't it? You're a bit like, they won't be interested, they won't be interested in child trafficking, and then things kind of an angle about it.
I mean, you've got to say
they could have got 100 people in the queue.
Yeah, well, that's what I say. Well, I mean, it couldn't, in it, a way to get the flat earthers out to sort of do it anyway. Like let's just get the flat earthers in. That's all Will Duffy's after. He's trying to put as much incentive down as he can to bring the flat earthers in, to show people what the flat earthers have got. I think he's given them as much chance as anyone.
Well, it's an ideal opportunity.
Chance ever.
No, and you know as well as I do that it's not. We don't believe it. We don't believe the Earth is flat. We know the Earth is flat. That's what they say. So I kind of think, well, surely if you know something, it's your passion, and you wholeheartedly believe it. What's to stop you getting up and making a stand and being that person who is goes down in this documentary, using the power of the media to state your case? And
let me just jump out of Discord and jump back again. I don't know whether it's coming through bad for them, but I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, I think that's.
Yo, try thinking in the house. Yo, try thinking in the house.
I don't know what the connection's coming through. Sounds terrible on YouTube. Is that just Elderbear or me?
Staticky.
Is that you as well, or is it just because Elderbear's coming through Discord?
No, Elderbear sounded okay in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it
must be your
on
end.
YouTube.
So is Discord gone funnier on through the stream? Or is it fixed itself now?
No, this is on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm fine.
A bit of disorder.
So it's got to be Discord through the streaming thing. It comes through okay here.
Yeah, but how do I sound?
You're coming through quite loud.
Who's that? Who's that speaking?
Everyone else is okay.
Sounds better.
Elderbear. Yeah, Elderbear, you might need
Neil.
to go out and come back in again.
All right.
It's Neil.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds a little bit better now. Maybe that's because Elderbear wasn't talking.
Yeah.
Mike's Elderbear sounded good. Right. Okay, seems to have worked itself out. Yeah.
As he's left, you guys got him to leave. If that was the plan.
If that was no Rad's plan for sure.
Mission accomplished, Elderbear. You can come back whenever you're ready.
So what I'd say is that, there is a chance here for flat earthers. Like, people have called me a flat earther. I mean, I would go up and debate Will Duffy because it's a challenge. I like the idea of challenging it, but I'm not a flat earther. And that's one of the stipulations that Will Duffy's put down. So I can't go. If I go, I'm labelling myself something that I'm not. So I won't be going. But I do have an argument towards Will Duffy for this. We can get rid of the flat earth element out of it. Once this weekend's over and done with, that'll be it. Flat earthers got nothing. We know we've got arguments towards the flat earthers that they don't want to hear. We've got plenty of them. They just say they're not arguments. Will Duffy's right. That he's given them every chance for them to present an argument, and they don't have one. They don't have an argument to put up against him. So, unfortunately, it's game over for the Flat Earth. They just sort of do themselves out of any sort of conversation or argument, particularly if they don't turn up for Will Duffy. That's just my opinion. If anybody else thinks anything different, you're welcome to come in and chat to us. The same as like Nathan Oakley. He does say that, but we can't go and talk to him. He's made sure that nobody that challenges him can either type in the YouTube chat or go into his Discord to challenge him. It's a manufactured system that they've got over there, where they can tell everybody that they've got the answers and all of that, but they don't. They can't even field questions.
Yeah, I mean, he's declared himself as the king of Flat Earth, hasn't he, recently? So, you know, and I know whichever little server, forum, YouTube channel, group of people you go and speak to, there's a voice. There's a main voice in most places. You know, you might consider as the leader. You know, and they don't want to be called leaders, but there are several guiding voices amongst all of these things. 24/7. They've got 3 or 4 people who are central to the rhetoric, and they pass on the narrative to those below them, and they don't all seem to know the detail. And certainly, I mean, if you listen to Nathan's stream today, which is an old, going back over something a couple of weeks ago, I mean, they were trying to implore him to kind of have some detail in some of what he was saying, and not just say, well, elevation angle, it's flat then. You know, because when he's going to present this book, he's going to be dealing with people who are just coming to this, only just coming to the topic. They're not 10 years in and just know all the stories and the script and things. So, you know, if you don't explain it, if he doesn't explain it on his book tour, some of the detail that people will be asking, it's, you know, they were trying to get him to say those things. So they are aware that the soldier, the normal flat earther who just repeats, you know, 1.22 by the square root of the observer's height or something without knowing anything about it, knowing, you know, couldn't even tell you what the formula meant or anything, you know, in real terms. You know, they're just repeating those things. So they don't really carry the detail. It's just the sound bite that they're using. So there are leaders, but none of those are big enough. They'll shut you down, silence you, mute you, kick you off. They've got the power to do that, but not the power to stand up with this knowledge that they say they have and say, no, this is what we believe and this is what we're sticking with. And it may not be fully formed, but, you know, we're giving it our best shot. You know, what an opportunity.
Well, I mean, let's say they manufacture a flat earther. What about somebody turns up that nobody's ever heard of, like a Spanish flat earther?
Well, I mean, they said that with Elizabeth, didn't they? You know, the golden ticket, and you know, a lot of people said we never heard of this person and represented flat Earth, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. She seemed quite genuine. I haven't heard much from her at all. But yeah, what about if somebody comes up? We've never heard one of those names from the membership gifting, just a name that appears with all the talking points and represents the flat Earth of the world. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Mike. It's Will Duffy's debate is Saturday, 8 p.m. night time. So he sort of thought he's given everybody a chance. It's American time, the UK time, Saturday. Nobody should be at work. he's given people enough chance. There's a video, there's a link in the thing to this stream that you can see. It's already open.
Yeah.
His chat is already open, so people can go and talk and engage with people about it. And as far as I can see, I did have a chat last night with one of the guys, Ronnie, I think it is, from the Limitless channel. He hangs around with the Awake Souls, who you will see in the chat there. They're the virtual reality guys. Now, they've been around for a long time. Don't know how many people in the arena know about them, because I've been asking around, and it seems like nobody knows them. Pretty much the same as us, right?
Strange.
Nobody really knows who we are. Although McToon has got a thing for a channel on his Discord to shame me personally. I don't know whether he's got the same for the Awake Soul guys, or whether, you know, people just go under the radar. But they've been around for a long time. They talked to Jaren years ago and told him about the problems concerning the AE map. We talked to Jaren about the similar sort of things. So, you know, people have done this, and it seems like nobody communicates. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, you did.
Well, yeah, I mean, Duffy's originally invited 24 people to, you know, contribute, join in to the TFE, and now he said he's asked those 24 people again to come and present for this final debate, he calls it. And you know, a couple of them, Jaren and Tommy Davison, is it? They've dropped out of the Flat Earth Circle, so he's replaced those with another couple of people, Jim Hanvey and Karen B, and said, well, you know, if any of those turn up, I'll give £500 to charity and £250 of charity dollars to charity to any other flat earther who turns up with a, you know, who can debate me. So he's kind of laid that out, and he has, as I see on his channel, he's just showing those who are publicly saying they're not coming. So gradually the list is getting smaller. We can see that. We can see that there's main characters that are just being ticked off. Well, they're not coming. They're not coming. They're not interested. So yeah, kind of wondered who is actually going to do that. You know, who is going to be left to stand up? You know, Wake Souls said they're very interested.
Is there any flat earthers out there that are upset about it? Like, you mean, you never get chance to hear. What about all of the flat earthers, the thousands of flat earthers that are out there? What do they think about their main people not defending or not being able to defend it? Why aren't they defending it is a pretty good question. Like, for the thousands of flat earthers that aren't really aware of but they will be, you know, this documentary will be known about by all of their friends. And when they say that they're a flat earther, their friends will likely have seen this documentary, be able to ask them questions about it. And what are they going to say when Will Duffy shows that nobody turned up?
Yeah, interesting.
What happens to the flat earth after that? That's what I'm asking the question, because I'm hoping it just goes away. I've been plagued by people calling me a flat earther for years, and I've been telling them the earth's not flat. There's things in reality that we can talk about, and I'm looking forward to being able to talk about those things without the flat earth being getting in the way, because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a whole other group of people who've got things to answer to. You know, it's not just the flat earthers. You know, within this topic, you know, don't think that the globe believers are, on a free ride, if you like. They have their issues too.
Yeah.
And it's not that they aren't being addressed. Certainly from this corner of the room, certainly Bev, you've been doing that. Lots of look back in the videos of Bev talking to Globers, about the issues that arise from their model. It's not like the flat earthers are the only ones with some issues. So yeah, there's still a lot of road to be travelled on this. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I think this is going to show the people that can talk about these things, because that's what's missing. These conversations that have needed to be had over the years have been systematically shut down by a group of people, the flat earthers. They've not looked at the issues that they have. They've not even looked at the issues of the other side of their argument. They've not formulated any arguments. We've been out here pointing that out. So as far as I can see, the only people that seem interested in being able to talk to Will Duffy on Saturday are the Limitless channel, Robbie, and is it Robbie or Ronnie? I think it might be Ronnie. And Jason from the Awake Souls. Now, both of these guys claim to have a model already to compete, a virtual reality model. Seems confusing to me. But they're the ones that are willing to do this, go and talk to Will Duffy. Now, whether Will Duffy will allow them to talk to him, because he may not consider it within the rules that he set out for his debate. He may not consider them flat earthers. He may say that they're not on the original list. Nobody really knows yet. We can speculate. But they're the only ones that seem interested. And what they're doing is, tomorrow night, they're putting out a stream where you can go and practice. They're doing like mock debates for people, any flat earthers that want to go and attempt to debate against Will Duffy. They're going to take on the Will Duffy side, and go and see how they communicate. I mean, so if you are a flat earther, and if you feel let down by your superiors, your peers, and you want to actually give it a go in preparing for seeing whether you can actually do this, then the Awake Souls guys, I don't know if they're listening or anything, don't think they've got a stream up yet, but whenever they do, I'll put it out, and so people can go on it. It'll be on Friday night UK time, about 2 o'clock in the morning, AM, Saturday AM.
Yeah, I mean, what I understand from them is that they consider the globe and flat as a false dichotomy, and there is another way. Another way hasn't been considered, and that's their SBVR, the simulated biblical virtual reality model. And I don't think they're not really trying to train people or to get them to practice to deliver the details of that model, but rather to say, why is it not being considered, and to point out to Duffy that it's a false dichotomy that's being presented, and it's not done. They want their voice to be heard. They seem to feel they're being shadow banned and hidden from the chats and what have you, and so they're going to go and make a stand for their model anyway. At least they're doing that, and they're trying to get their thing out. Whether it makes any sense or not, that they're going to make a stand from their point of view. So that, I think that's where they're coming from, and the detail, the Awake Souls guys, they've got the detail. They just want people to say, have you considered this? Why isn't this being considered as a model? So but yeah, don't I've heard maybe Stephen Alonso might be another guy, but you know, is
I've
that
not
who the
seen
flat
anything
earthers want
in the
to
YouTube chat
present?
for
Yeah,
anything.
yeah. I heard heard him talking about that. Yeah, I mean,
I heard the
it's
24/7 guy said, or someone over there, Kiwi Farms, is it?
Kiwi Buzz, Kiwi
Ki-
Buzz.
Right, he said that QE was going to go, but I can't
Yeah, he
really
thought he'd
see
heard
that.
QE. Yeah, not
QE
really.
might have just been bragging that he would go there and sort
Yeah,
it out, but I don't think he
yeah,
will.
yeah,
I mean,
he likes to
would
brag about
would be
being the
brilliant if we
king of
could
some.
get QE to go.
Yeah, and I don't know, Oakley. I mean, he's got a book coming out. What an ideal opportunity for a salesman to punt his book and to get some advertising. You know, you'd have thought he'd have jumped on that opportunity. You know, really, and to practice his rhetoric for presenting his book. You know,
Yeah.
really, because he seems to be wholly inadequate at that. You know, it's telling people on the BBC you're a retard wanker in response to a question you can't answer. It's not going to cut it, is it? It's not going to sell many books. You know.
No, but I mean that you're right.
Yeah,
There would be an ideal opportunity for a sales
yeah,
pitch for the one guy to
yeah,
turn up to defend Flat Earth, being Nathan Oakley of the Flat Earth Debate channel, to come and
yeah,
defend Flat Earth in debate with the one guy that seems to have the power to destroy Flat Earth. Because he's all
yeah.
but done it, you know,
We-
like in name only, right? There's only this debate really left for him to show that there's no flat earthers that can even debate Will Duffy. It was just a young earth creationist pastor from, you know, like strolled onto the scene, taken Jeren to see a sun circle, and that's it. That was all it took. Of 10 years, Nathan Oakley, and everybody's been in the arena with all of their grandfather rights and everything. That's all it took was a trip to Antarctica to show Jeren a sun circle in the sky. And that turned Jeren. That, in turn,
I mean,
decimated the flat earthers. They were all calling everybody else a shill. There's fragmented off into tiny little groups. It's in shambles. But Nathan Oakley could be the guy with his book. Go and buy my book and you'll
the
find
definitive
all
reference
of these
book
things.
to Flat Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of the answers.
It was something something he said is going to, be his legacy, and something he's going to leave his children to finance their education and their life. They'll be living off the royalties for years to come. This is what he imagines. Jesus. I mean, if you got something like that, why wouldn't you be out trying to sell it? He says he's a salesman. That's what I fail to see. Whether people value it, whether they think it's valid or not. Those who say they believe, they know it. They know it. Got a book full of claims, no doubt. Why wouldn't you be the one to stand up and defend that and hold your position?
Right, let me
Yeah. Well,
these
it's
screens over.
interesting. It'll be an interesting evening to see who actually does represent, and
Make
maybe
sure all
Roger
the
Ledwell.
sound's working. Right, let me just try this. Let me know if you can hear, you in Discord can hear this. What about you guys in YouTube? This is a conversation that I had this morning. You guys hear that?
You can hear it in the Discord.
Discord. Yep.
I was sorting me sound out. So this morning I went to 24/7 in politics, and there was only Crit and Jardo in the stream, and Crit had a deafened, and Jardo obviously was in there talking to me. So this is me messing about with me sound. Obviously, I don't think you can hear Jardo at the minute. May come through now. Speculation. For him to conclude his documentary now, within within the understanding of how his documentary is going to be portrayed. And it's, the idea was for him to get rid of flat Earth. And I think he's done a pretty good job of it, really. The way that flat earthers can't talk about certain things. It's completely took arguments off the table. And, I've been going round to see with the flat earthers to ask them, whether they're actually going to do anything. Are they going to appear on his final debate? Because if none of the big players do, and I was thinking mainly Nathan, he could at least, put his book out there or something, say it'll be all in the book. But it seems like nobody's interested, which will open up either a finishing scene where none of the flat earthers can go and defend the flat earth. You guys can hear that on YouTube, right? It would open the door for them to manufacture somebody that they want to fill that role from here on out. Because all of the other flat earthers that don't turn up, he's going to put it in the documentary, right? He's going to make it a big deal. And the idea of the final is about as final as it's ever going to get. I see, because the masses, they're not going to see Nathan Oakley's Flat Earth debate. They're just going to see this video, right? This is going to be the final video where they actually take somebody to do this, and Jaren's obviously flipped. Like, the script's been wrote already. And do you know of anybody that's at least going to attempt?
No, I don't know anyone in this community that has said they're going to attend. It's like basically a flat boycott. But I agree with this to a certain extent. The script has been.
You guys in YouTube could hear that, right? That's a confirmation. I didn't know about this, but he said there was a flat boycott of the Will Duffy thing. I mean, I think that's a little bit foolish, if that's true. Can now somebody in YouTube let us know that you could hear that, right? Before I carry on, I don't want to leave like dead air. Did you just hear that then, Rob? That, there's apparently a flat boycott. I know Jardo's like deeper within the flat Earth. I don't know, the back rooms, the back chats that they have, secret sort of stuff. Yeah. Cool. So I don't know whether you think that's wise or not. I don't know. I'm hoping, right? Like, supposedly, the arena that we're in, Nathan Oakley says it's evergreen. But there doesn't actually seem to be that many people listening to this sort of stuff. I think it could be a lot of marketing and stuff. But, I mean, if Nathan Oakley wants to sell some books, this is probably his best chance of any sort of promotion of anything. It's the final flat Earth debate, and Nathan Oakley's got a show titled Flat Earth Debate.
Written, and it's a win-win for Duffy, because no matter how he takes the last debate, whether or not he has people arrive to debate, he's already set up the false dichotomy. And if he doesn't have people arrive to the debate, then he has the win, because he's already set as part of that false dichotomy. If you don't arrive to debate, then you've given up the premise of your argument against what we've found when we went to Antarctica. So it's a script that's been written probably 2 years ago, and it's playing itself out. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, I don't know about the false dichotomy idea. That, you know, like he's sort of trying to pressure them in there with the charity. Myself, but I don't know where Jardo's getting the idea that it's a false dichotomy that's been set up. You just go there and like end up giving money to charity. Forcing him to give money to charity whilst you debate and defend your case. It should be as simple as that. There's no like pressure or anything. I can't see why they want to boycott it. It just doesn't make sense. But there again, I like the idea of debate, and I like the idea of formulating arguments. Well, I mean, I talked to Will Duffy, so I personally know that Will Duffy's idea of flat Earth isn't the lights in the sky, right? That's a false dichotomy play. But I was thinking of actually, you know, going on there and debating him, but he says he requires you to be a flat earther, and I'm not a flat earther. But I know I've got an argument against him, but I'm wondering like why the flat earthers don't actually, why they've never built up an argument against Will Duffy. It must be because of the sun circles that they can't talk about. I mean, you know, it's dead simple. That you know, like you make an argument, because that's what he's asking for. Literally asking for somebody to make an argument to rebut what he's done. You all know it's a false dichotomy. So you could work those arguments. You could work out the arguments about what Will Duffy actually considers flat Earth. Because the thing that what Will Duffy considers flat Earth isn't anything to do with the lights in the sky. So Will Duffy's playing a game, a distraction game. Pretty much like, you know, I think he's calling the flat earthers bluff. Personally. I know he is. And as far as I can see, there is no one willing to debate. Well, I say no one. The virtual reality guys are the guys that are going to be there trying to defend against Will Duffy. So I think, personally, they're going to take over. They're going to be the guys. They're the ones that are going to get all of the credit. Because this little group of flat earthers that are all like, well, we don't know who that is, and we're not going to do anything with Will Duffy, that's not going to go anywhere for the greater public. It's not going to help anyone. Or at least not the flat earth case, or not that flat earth case. Those flat earthers that are going to stand about and do nothing while Will Duffy manufactures an entire scripted documentary. They're the ones that are going to be left out, I think.
I don't disagree with you there. I mean, obviously we know there's a flat out boycott of Duffy for a whole lot of reasons, purely because he's a fraud and a liar. But we all, deep down inside, even though we're boycotting, we know how this is going to be scripted.
See, another, again, confirmation that they're boycotting it. Why are they doing that? What's going on? How do any flat earthers feel about that? Is that like, has it been mandated through the entire flat earth community that yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, read my book when it comes out. Like, I mean, it's still a good promotion book about his book, isn't it? Right? I mean, that would be doing something. What would you do if this was your team? Right? It doesn't matter whatever team it is. This is your team, and your team has decided, nah, they're not going to bother doing it. Yeah, like what's going on? Yeah, somebody comes out to challenge you. What do? Just sort of lie down, sort of give up. I'm not going to take part in that. Yeah. Yeah. We're just deciding that nobody's going to go and defend anything against this guy who's literally going to destroy your entire community. Well, basically, yeah, we've been thrown out of these communities for talking about the sun circles. Some of them literally just about the circle, the east-west circle, all of those things. We've been kicked out of some of the biggest discussion groups on Discord. If there's any others, like, invite us, let us know. I love to get into these conversations. It's that people don't want to talk about them. It's like this, exactly the same. These guys, they've boycotted the very thing that they should be getting their teeth into. They're called Flat Earth Debate. They've got like 2,300 and something shows. So there's hours of them talking about Flat Earth Debate, yet they're boycotting the guy that's saying this is the final Flat Earth Debate. Doesn't seem sensible to me, but flat earthers have never seemed that sort of sensible anyway. It just goes to show it.
If none of the OG...
Oh, sorry, go on. Yeah. Yeah, don't talk to him. That sort of power. Entire group of people. And what gets me is, you know, I have been in this arena for quite a while, and I quite enjoy it. But it always confused me as to how many people they think there are around, and how many people there actually are around. Now, you used to watch like Witsit's streams and Jerrin's streams back in the day, and there were thousands of people watching them. Thousands of people watching McToon fight the flat Earth. Not many people watching this. Will Duffy might get 1,000 people watching his thing, but where's the flat earthers? Where's the thousands of flat earthers that 10th Man was promising Nathan Oakley were coming? When Jardo says, you know, we've all decided to boycott it. If nobody turns up, how big are you supposed to think that group that Jardo's decided are boycotting? Is it thousands? Or just maybe 3 or 4 people? Let's face it, you've only got... who would turn up? Would Neil have a go? What about John? About QE? Adam Meakin? Nathan Oakley? Brian's Logic? I mean, how big is the group that Jardo's managed to decide that have boycotted going? I don't know.
Flat earthers turn up, then they're going to script a flat earther to take over inside that arena, and they're going to make flat earthers look like idiots again in this arena. There was 2 chains of thought in this. That, yeah, the 24 people that were invited rock up and absolutely destroy Duffy, or they don't rock up and they try and collapse Duffy's premise. But I think that Duffy's team is smart enough to have that side of the scenario sorted with ring-in flat earthers, which I guess will happen on Saturday, tomorrow.
Well, it's like 8 p.m. Saturday. He's made it so it's like a UK night. Right, so he's the possibility of ringers being put in. But I mean, what's the chances that the ringers have already been put in? People have been calling each other shills and stuff for ages. How many ringers are there already in this arena? Everyone. Right? They're in the arena. They're part of the false dichotomy. Nobody wants to talk about it. Conversations get shut down. That's how you know there's something dodgy going on. And it has been for quite a while. But at least Jardo is aware of the possibility of, if you boycott it, everybody boycotts it, then there's a chance that somebody could be scripted and placed in there. They're aware of it. They could just manufacture a flat earther. Time. Interesting sort of thing. It's UFC time, usual. So, I mean, it's a big event, right? I think the Awake Soul guys, you know, the virtual reality guys, they're going to do a like a practice for anybody that's at least willing to go in there and have a conversation about this sort of stuff, to see who is going to be there.
Conversation about what?
Here we go. About who's going to go in and defend the flat Earth.
What's there to defend?
Well, because Will Duffy's doing the final debate.
Gives a shit.
Well, the people that are going to turn up, right? They're the people that give a shit. The ones that want to turn up to try and defend against him.
It's not a defend. I would just ignore it and let them do what they're going to do.
Yeah, that's you. But that means you count yourself out of all of the discussions about all of this stuff.
I'm gonna count myself out of nothing. Nobody leads me. He wants to have his little thing. Let him have his little thing. I'm not gonna say nothing.
Yeah, that's a lot of flat earthers' opinions, but they're, like I say, they're counting themselves out of the entire thing.
Not counting yourself out. You're putting yourself in a position where you think you got to defend something. Are you kidding me, Bev?
All right, for Neil, if hopefully we can have a discussion about these sort of things. You know, once flat Earth is finished, and you've got nothing, you've counted yourself out. If you aren't going to be part of the debate, you are counting yourself out of the debate. You can't consider yourself as being part of it once you've counted yourself out. Doesn't make any sense. But this is the problem flat earthers have got. There's the diletheism. He wants to count himself out, but also be part of it, to be able to tell everybody else what they should be doing. That's not the way it works. I don't see why people are like this. It's weird. But I mean, he is. It is Neil. This is his character.
I thought you were smarter than that.
I'm not going. I know how I'd argue, because I know Will Duffy's position is like he's portraying a false dichotomy, right? As a way to falsify something that he's not telling people. He's keeping it in the background. So his true feelings and his true understanding, it doesn't relate to the argument that he's presenting. But that's not a
and
flat
by the
earth,
way,
it's not a flat earth
if you
issue.
think, okay, if you think, say you get 24 legit, rock solid people who know, for sure, without a doubt, that Earth is flat, you think we're going to be heard?
I think
I
think you should get 1,000 people and make him pay 250 for everyone that turns up. Keep him there for 2
I didn't think
years
of it like that.
if you've got that many flat earthers.
That's a good idea. It's not a bad one. Make them. That's how you hurt people like that. You hurt their pockets.
Yeah, you've only got 2 days to organise it, though, right? And everyone that I've ever talked to is said that they are not doing anything. So you've not got it set up. You've got your backs against the wall. You've got nothing to present. But there are people that are willing to do it, and they're going to be the ones that show up. They're going to be the ones that are on the documentary. They're going to be the ones that are trying to defend flat Earth.
And make a mess out of it.
Well, I mean, what is there? If there's nobody willing to defend flat Earth against an obvious play, then, like, what are you doing? What's the point? Fucking sit back and just let them do it. You've got no argument. That's why Will Duffy's doing it. He's showing you guys have got nothing.
What do you mean? It's not an argument. That's the first thing.
Well, you can't make an
What
argument.
argument?
You can't.
What are we going to argue about?
You can't make an argument.
It's not an argument.
I know, exactly. You cannot make an argument to present to Will Duffy. That's what he's showing the world. You guys have nothing.
Meanwhile, it's the other way around. It's
gonna work.
Hang on, Neil.
Hang
on, guys.
Anyone agree with that? Will Duffy has got nothing. Neil coming on there telling people that they've decided to boycott it is showing everybody that they've got nothing. Obviously, if you had an argument, you would present it. The flat earthers have nothing. Now, what do the average flat earther think about that? I know most people aren't going to be watching us, right? But what do you think the average flat earther is going to think about that. I mean, if I was to hear my peers in anything acting like that, I wouldn't think very much of them. I would seriously be looking for some other people to look up to, because that's woeful. Like I say, I've got an argument. I'm not a flat earther. It's not for me to present this argument. This is one for the flat earthers. And they should have arguments. It's 2025. They've been at this how many years? Will Duffy's not been at this very long. He's managed to decimate them. He's got them all scared. He's got them all frightened. Not one of them can put up an argument.
Hang on, guys. So, Neil, what Bev is actually trying to say, and I agree with him, is that by flat earthers boycotting this debate and this whole scenario, then he can wave the flag to say that the flat earthers had nothing to bring, because he's already set the false dichotomy saying that if flat earthers don't come and engage in this debate, then obviously they have no rebuttal to what we've seen in Antarctica when we went there. And what I agree with Bev in saying is that the script has already been written where he can use that false dichotomy to either trap...
Again, it's worthwhile going over. Why does he think that's a false dichotomy? He's literally just saying they've got nothing. There's no argument. They're not going to turn up because they don't have an argument. That's not a false dichotomy. That's a prediction. In my eyes, I don't see that as a false dichotomy. Don't be mistaken by what Jado's talking about. Jado. That's not a false dichotomy. That's just Will Duffy making a prediction that they've got nothing, no argument to present, so therefore they will not turn up. And all the flat earthers have decided to boycott it, which means they're not going to turn up. But I think this way, at least they can sort of get out of saying that they haven't got an argument. But I mean, it is pretty apparent that they don't have an argument. If Nathan Oakley had an argument, he could go on there, present it, and sell a few of his books. Save Flat Earth and the Flat Earth debate. Let it continue for a few more years. But what you'll hear is that there is no debate. They've given up. That's a flat earth, and I welcome it. It's like, once we can count flat earth out of any sort of argument because it's ridiculous, then we're on for progress. Progress can start occurring from then on. So Jado's going to tell Neil.
People that come or wave the white flag against flat earthers because they didn't come to the debate. That's where I agree with Bev.
Yeah, he's setting up a priori, right? He's saying you guys have got nothing. And the a posteriori proof will be on Saturday when nobody turns up. None of you guys anyway, right? You're the tip of the spear, right? You've counted yourselves out. But there will be some people that turn up. Maybe Stephen Alonso, right? He's got a Flat Earth Academy. Maybe he's the flat earther that everybody wants to go and defend flat Earth. Because you guys, particularly
he's setting up. Wait, this whole thing is to talk about what happened in Antarctica, correct?
It's called the final debate. The
Oh, and
biggest
that goes along with the
debate-
final experiment,
the
right?
biggest debate
And then it's
in
going to be the
flat
final.
Earth
Then it's going to
history.
be the final documentary, right?
Yeah. You guys are the
But it's
Flat Earth
very
Debate.
chilly.
You're right. Are you guys called Flat Earth Debate?
Yeah, but there's no debate. That's just the title of the show.
Exactly. There's no debate. So he's there showing the world there is no such thing as Flat Earth Debate.
And you're all falling for it. He's there doing it. He's the one defending. We just sit pretty and do what we do, Bev. That's all I got to say.
You do the Flat Earth Debate 2000.
Now everybody should have.
500
Everybody
whatever.
should have
It'll
did
be
that.
meaningless.
Everybody should have did that. Everybody should have did that with Antarctica. Nobody should have went because it didn't prove a friggin' thing other than Earth is flat. But you just want to still continue with this guy's little games. Go ahead. I can't wait
the
to see it.
observation
I'm
of the
going to laugh.
counter-rotating sun circles, Neil.
Listen, I'm going to sit back and laugh at the people that show up because you're playing right into his hand.
Neil from the Flat Earth Debate show, from the panel, is going to laugh at people that go and turn up to defend Flat Earth against Will Duffy. Neil Constantino, Flat Earth Debate panel member, willing to laugh at Flat Earthers wanting to defend the Flat Earth Debate for future to come. I don't know. It is finished, isn't it? I mean, this is... Will Duffy's right. This is the end of Flat Earth. You'll laugh at the people trying to defend Flat Earth.
Yeah, because there's nothing to defend. It is what it is, Bev.
Nothing to defend. 'Tis globe.
So playing into his hands by doing that, that's where I agree with Bev.
I ain't gonna fight. Well, why? Because this freaking phony
You've
pastor
got no passion, Neil.
right,
You've got nothing.
starts something and he sits there and freaking puts things together. And we're supposed to jump. We're supposed to be his little dog.
I'm
I'm
not
gonna
even
have
a
this.
flat
You
earther,
prove
Neil.
this.
I'm not even a flat earther, but I'd be down there defending the
Good,
argument.
go down there and
I'm
defend
not,
your
because he's put a
the real
stipulation that
globe,
you've got to
Bev.
be a flat earther. I can't go because I would be calling myself a flat earther, and I'm not a flat earther. But I would put a defense
Why not?
for the argument.
Why aren't you a flat earther, sir? What's the matter with you?
Because the Earth's
Yeah,
not
because he's
flat.
a baller. Oh, it's not flat. Why? Because we got mountains and hills? See, this is the problem. Guys like you, Bev, you jump to this guy's freaking every beckoning call.
No, Neil.
I ignore that piece of shit.
Neil.
Let it go the way it's going. You can't force the
Bev.
world to open their eyes and see.
Let me tell you
Bev,
about
can you-
an argument called the measured flat destructive dichotomy. I'll
Oi.
give you the basic
Bev.
outline, right? Best case
I wanna hear about
scenario.
it.
Give you the best case scenario ever that you guys could ever want.
Wait.
You've got
Bev, can you
1
just answer me
degree,
one simple question?
69 miles horizontal. 69 miles horizontal measured on a map, right? A scale map, as in all measurements on scale
Can I
maps
ask you
are
one
measured horizontal, right? 69. You've got 90 of those 69 measured horizontal miles.
If we heard all your
Makes
Muppets come with this nonsense.
6,210 horizontal miles, right? Best case scenario.
Bev, can I just ask you a question, please?
Right? Question, right? Let me do this. How does that 6,210 horizontal miles help you?
Who cares?
It doesn't, does it?
Bev, can I ask you a question, mate? You're just talking nonsense. Can I ask you a question, please?
It's not nonsense. That's an actual measurement. In
Can I ask
reality,
you a question?
verifiable by anyone.
Bev, can I ask you a question, please?
Yes, of
Simple
course you
one.
can.
Can you, why is it that when I ask people like yourself, when I ask you for demonstrations of water bending, why is it that it can never be demonstrated to me?
6,210 horizontal miles equated to a 24,901 mile circumference.
You hear the question?
Right? How do you
Did you not hear
not equate that to curvature? Because it's not straight, is it?
Oh.
That horizontal,
I know, but can you demonstrate that
6,210 miles,
Can
cannot...
you demonstrate? I don't need you to give me a number. I need you to demonstrate the curvature. Can you do that?
Okay, 60... Okay, so there is an argument, measured flat destructive dichotomy. It's been made by Elderbear. His first foray into argumentation. It sort of landed on his lap, this argument, and it is possibly one of the best arguments this arena's ever had. But because the argument is so unfamiliar to the people within this arena, mainly, you know, due to the fact that them not knowing how to make an argument or how to debate or anything, they've changed the meanings of these words. So much so that they can't understand or comprehend any of these far out things that would occur in reality. These facts about geometric numbers have been there all along, all of the 10 years that everybody's been around in this arena. It's never changed. It just took Elderbear to come along and to formulate it into an argument. Now, this argument is so foreign to people that they can't even comprehend it. They're so used to just repeating things back to you, to ask you questions. They can't even hear the answers anymore. And this is part of the problem Flat Earth has. It's part of the problem of why they won't be around much any longer. They're not willing to defend their own case, but they're not willing to listen to replies either. 69 miles horizontal measurement. Measure it on a map. Measure the
Those ain't our
1 degree
numbers.
Can you
change.
demonstrate to me water bending or not? Can you demonstrate water bending or not?
I can show you mathematically where your
I know, but that's
curvature
not
is that you're
demonstrating water
missing.
bending.
It's in
That wouldn't
within
be a
an argument
demonstration of water
called
bending.
the measured flat destructive dichotomy. And it's meant to show you exactly how measuring flat cannot work on your
You're not
model.
answering my question, dude.
No,
We don't have a
You're not
model, Bev.
Don't worry about it. It's only
You're supposed to
reality
just
sort of stuff,
demonstrate.
right? These are only things that happen and can be verified in reality. Don't worry about
You're not
it.
answering my question. My question was,
not
how come
much
you
of
can
a
never
problem.
demonstrate it?
I can
But how come you can
demonstrate
never
the
demonstrate
69
it?
miles and the 1 degree.
You can't. You can just
course
give me
you
some
can.
numbers and tell me they're true, and that's all. You can't actually demonstrate it.
Can't demonstrate what? Me measuring a horizontal distance on a map.
No, you can't demonstrate water bending. You can just give me stories made out of numbers.
Yeah, I can show you that pi equaling 2 would necessitate
What
a
are you talking about?
non-Euclidean
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
But you're talking nonsense again.
It's
Look,
a
you're not. You
horizontal.
can never demonstrate what you're saying.
It's a horizontal. It's
You
a
never demonstrate
69
what you're saying,
mile
Bev. You just keep
horizontal
saying.
distance. Can you not see that? That can be demonstrated.
You've never demonstrated water bending. You've just given us
I've
stories
given
made
you
out
a
of numbers.
demonstration of level being horizontal, a
haven't.
straight line lying
You've given
within
us
a
stories
plane,
made out of
a
numbers.
horizontal
Yes.
in reality. Yes,
You've
I
just made
have
stories out of
demonstrated
numbers.
it.
You've done stories out of numbers, and that's it.
Yep.
That's
I've
it.
done practical
You've done. You've not
tests
demonstrated
in
anything.
reality, so don't worry about it.
What
I'm
practical
not
tests have you
a
done,
flat
Bev?
earther.
Flat out lying.
What practical test have you done, Bev?
We've done, it's called the Realising Euclid Test. Neil Constantino asking me what practical tests I've done. Neil Constantino. Do you want to hear? Like, this is my reply to him, but I wasn't even ready for it, right? We've done plenty. Go on. Yeah. I mean, it's not surprising that somebody said, Neil, you're not going. Don't go, Neil. Not you. Yeah. It's sad. It's sad. Gords, are you going to turn up and defend anything? Are you going to sort of say, why did you not give the 24-hour thing? Are you going to put up some sort of an argument about them not supplying the thing that you wanted, and how does that defend the flat earth? Are you going to do that? Or, you know, are you not willing to do that? You just moan at other people. That's the way to do it. Right, so Neil, questioning things that I've done, because I mean Neil's been known to do a lot of things, like telling people not to go and defend the flat earth. There is no debate. Genius move.
Practical test have you done, Bev?
Flat out lying.
What practical test have you done, Bev?
We've done, it's called the Realising Euclid Test. We've done plenty of optic tests. We've done the camera at 8 inches at Bedford level.
Who else is that?
We've done the camera. Well, Bloods has been there as well.
You haven't done it. You leave others.
All I need is a little elevation angle.
Plenty of stuff. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you can measure an angle to obtain your latitude, right? Providing you've got Polaris.
Little elevation angle ends that thing. Pitch ends it. Flight ends it. It's over, Bev.
69 miles horizontal. Doesn't end it.
That's okay, my numbers.
Well, Bev, you're lying, bro.
Distances that you imagine. That's why you're not going to go to Will Duffy. Because you've got nothing, Neil. Not even the thing that you imagine is the thing.
Duffy, nobody.
Can't even present it
I
to
don't
anyone.
jump to nobody's tune. Bev, you got your little thing. Have fun. Enjoy. Do your 69 miles and do your freaking horizontals. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do what we do.
Yeah.
Gotta do it.
Just keep out the way of everybody that challenges anything that you say. Just mute
There's
them.
no challenge, Bev. Earth is flat.
That's it, mate. Water's flat, mate.
There you go. Yeah. That's a brilliant argument, isn't it?
It doesn't bend, though, does it?
Can't even present that to Will Duffy. What doesn't bend?
Water. It doesn't bend.
Which bit of the water?
You know what I'm talking about, but stop being stupid there. Stop playing dumb. It is what it is. You can't show water bending. You just show mathematics.
Water shapes to whatever the container is.
Blah, 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 blah. Where's it bending then? Tell me how it hugs the wall.
Wasn't it like 10th Man and Nathan Oakley what brought 69 miles in first place?
I've heard this guy before somewhere. I think he got Nathan Oakley when Nathan Oakley turned up. Yeah, where's 10th? Where is 10th?
No, not 69. No, I'm going to correct you guys here.
He gave the measurements No. 69 miles, 1 degree.
10th Man is the guy that taught me about the radius 3959. That's only stated as the radius within this arena. That's why I always remember it. If I look it up anywhere else, ask Grok or ChatGPT or something, it'll give me 3963, 3961. There's only 10th Man that gave 3959, and that's the one that QE put in his argument too, his fallacious modus tollens. 10th Man's got a lot of responsibility in all of this, but he's done a Jesse Kozlowski. He's not only did he sound like Jesse Kozlowski, but he's done exactly the same thing. He's dumped a load of mathematical geometric problems on a group of guys that aren't mentally equipped to deal with logical problems and left them to deal with it on their own. Very similar sort of thing. These false dichotomy, sides of the false dichotomy. It's well worth trying to get a grip on it, really. Because if you're not, you might get fooled by one of these people handing out paralogisms.
60 nautical
And
miles.
Nathan measured it. Nathan said it too.
No,
60.
shut up. 60 nautical miles. Now,
Yeah, that's equivalent to
ratio,
69 though, isn't it?
no,
Yeah,
the
why don't you let
ratio,
Chicago
69,
talk?
huh?
See, this is a weird thing. Again, we got out of this. 69 miles across a latitude measured on land is the same as the 60 nautical miles. It's exactly the same distance. There's no change. So I don't know why these guys want to change a distance. It's just a unit that changes. The distance stays exactly the same. It's a linear operation measured on land. Keep it on land where people can understand it.
Kev,
the ratios have yet to be confirmed. They're just an average.
Oh. Yeah, but Nathan told me they were flat Earth measurements. Like, I asked
shut
him
up.
specifically
Yeah.
on 24/7 flat Earth when he were on here the last time they were on
Yeah.
here. He told me
So when you
circumference
take
of
the
equator
initial,
was 24,000 miles,
when
69
you take
miles
the
per
initial,
1 degree. He said,
yeah. So when you take the initial angle measurement, you have a flat horizontal plane to take the measurement from, correct?
no.
No.
You don't,
No,
not with sextant, like.
You're an idiot.
No,
Shut
with
up.
sextant, two
That's not an angle. Goodbye.
lines at sextant, the slope, 2 lines at sextant angle are sloping.
He's right. Well,
There's no horizontal there, mate.
I do have a
And where's
theodolite
the
app.
and where's the GP? And where's the
Right.
GP?
I have a theodolite app.
You
and
don't have a
it doesn't have
GP.
2 arms. It just has, like, I just point it at wherever I want to do, and it tells me the angle.
Oh yeah, it tells you because it's sentient. Yeah, it tells you. Hey Bev, here's the angle.
What?
You don't have GP with sextant. The sextant don't give you GP, do it?
No, the sextant gives you the elevation angle. The GP is recorded in the almanac. The elevation angle to that particular celestial
But
object
angle, the
gives you
angle,
a right
but the angle
angle
that's measured.
from
Why are you
Right.
cutting him off when he's
You
talking?
guys, seriously. Why you keep, every time we go through this discussion, you interrupt. Anyway, Bev, let's go back to Duffy. Now, you
Because
said
the
you had an
sextant doesn't
argument
have
that
an
you went to,
elevation. It
shut
doesn't
up,
have a horizontal
shut up,
line in it. That's why.
shut up, you idiot. Bev,
So it's not
you
an
said you had
elevation
an
angle.
argument. Shut up, you idiot.
An
Bev, you said you
elevation
had an
angle is a
argument that,
triangle, isn't it?
oh my God, what the fuck is wrong with you? Bev, you said you had an argument for Duffy. Do you want to run through that
You
argument?
said it was your proof, the elevation angle, like at first, at the
I've got to
beginning.
go out shopping. Sorry.
And now you're running. Now you're running
You
from
guys
it.
have got your own arguments. You don't need me. My arguments are for
Yeah, go away,
after we've
Bev.
got rid of the
They
flat
just
Earth.
told you a long time ago. Go away.
You guys. So now, who's running now, Bev? You've
What?
been trying to push your argument on us for
Got loads of
weeks,
arguments, mate.
and now when I ask you, right, when I sincerely ask you what you were going to bring to the table, I was willing to listen to you. Now you have to go shopping.
I think this is what I think. I mean, if you want to come in, anybody, I think I'm wrong about this, but I think these guys don't actually have an argument. So they want to know what other people's arguments are, so that they can sort of say, that's not an argument, because that's all they ever do. Every time we've ever presented these guys with any arguments, they've dismissed it. Every time. Said that's not an argument. Yet they know, and Will Duffy knows, the flat earthers, I think everybody knows, really. It will be made apparent on Saturday that the flat earthers have no argument. None. I don't know, personally, I don't know what Nathan Oakley's going to do after Saturday with his flat earth debate. It's going to have to change his name. Because you can't have people from your panel going round saying there is no debate and you being the presenter on a YouTube channel called Flat Earth Debate. So now tomorrow I will be practicing. I've got a few more conversations that I've had over the last few days with people about this. I'll be practicing how to do me streaming and getting some of the songs. I'll be live from 1-2 o'clock tomorrow, all the way through to, I don't know, whatever sort of time. But then later on tomorrow night, the Awake Soul guys will be going live. I'll go over there and have a chat with those guys as well. So from tomorrow, you're free to come and join us. We are going to be attempting to see how many people are willing to talk about any of this sort of stuff. And that goes off. The offer's open to anybody to come and just have a conversation. You don't have to make it a heated discussion. You don't need to get angry about it. This is just, like the adults talking about stuff, about reality, and no need to get angry. No need to do any of that sort of stuff. All of those games where people pretend to get angry at other people. There's no need for anybody to act WWE sort of stuff. It's not really needed. We can just sort of have discussions about stuff. Because we do need to know where we're going within the discussion, and what are the flat earthers going to do when they, if there are conversations that they can't talk about the things that occur in reality, like measurements on maps and measurements of angles to lights in the sky, distances, geometric problems that they can't engage in. They have to shut down conversations when anybody talks about the counter-rotating sun circles or something. These observed phenomena in reality. What are they going to do? Gods, what happens? What happens if there's certain conversations that people just can't talk about? Where does that leave people? Everything will have to turn into scripted conversations where you fall into a false dichotomy, pick your sides. Don't talk about reality, whatever you do. Don't relate any of this stuff to reality. Why? Can't join it though, can we? We made the mistake at one time asking them a question that they couldn't answer. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, apparently, from what you've just heard, they've been told to boycott any sort of discussion about any of the observations that were done by any of the people that went to go and do the observations. Maybe it's because he's a young Earth creationist. Maybe it's the religious aspect they can't engage with. Well, I can't. I mean, I would love to be a flat earther. Never heard me say that, because this would be the ideal time, right? You know that the floor has been cleared. The chance for a flat earther to jump in there and become the flat earther, particularly if he's got a valid argument. I mean, you're taking it from the leaders. They're confident. Cocksure. They could, you know, they've been in the arena for 10 years. The amount of people that have counted themselves out. I've always had this idea, you know, like the algorithm, that, you know, people have been placed in little tiny groups. And it must be, really, because this little group, it's not that big. Flat earthers have been saying they're massive. They've got loads of people, loads of new people coming, but they're not here. This could possibly be the last chance Flat Earth ever gets, other than them just sort of being ridiculed. Tiny little groups of people with nothing, you know, other than being mistaken. It's not even going to be it's not even going to be worth going and ridiculing them, I don't think, because you feel sorry for them. I did have a word with Mikey Smith. He's not going to turn up either. I'll play those tomorrow. All of the different. There's two wolves. That's an old name. I heard that for a while. Welcome back. Well, I mean, you can think whatever you want about Will Duffy. He's playing a way better game than any of the Flat Earthers. You've got to give him that. He knows what he's doing. Maybe it's just because, you know, there's just this one guy that he doesn't need to, you know, sort of herd cats. There's that many different Flat Earthers with that many different opinions of who's got the right Flat Earth. That, you know, they're fragmented into little bits. Everyone else calls everybody a shill. Flatzoid's counted himself out, Mike. He's not going to do anything. You know, all of these people, they're on this list. They've all decided to boycott Will Duffy. You'd have thought Flatzoid would have been the ideal man. He could have done the religion and the Flat Earth, but I mean, they've got nothing. None of them. There isn't a Flat Earther able to put up an argument. We've been telling you for ages that we're the only ones that actually make any arguments. Who else is there? There's nobody. Flat Earth is finished. like we're chasing them. Yeah.
He's the type of person that keeps idiots around him that'll go around talking like him. End of story. You know, that's the best they have. They have nothing. They have Nathan, as they say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as always, our Discord is open on the Level Discord. If anybody does want to come and have a chat, come on in. That's what we're here for. Any discussion about any particular thing. Obviously, by the risk. What's that? Yeah. But, I mean, after this, Mike, we can be absolutely certain that the Earth's not flat. Right? There are arguments. The measured flat destructive dichotomy is perhaps one of the best arguments I think there has ever been made. And it's just an argument, but it shows you that horizontal isn't what makes your flat Earth. It can't. Not with the measured flat destructive dichotomy. It doesn't help you. Horizontal doesn't help the flat earther. And now they can just keep saying that angles prove things, and they can keep repeating measured flat. But, I mean, it won't work. There is an argument that proves it doesn't help. I don't know what you're going to need to do. Like, flat Earth is definitely finished. Definitely not flat. I don't need Duffy to prove anything, gods, like I say. Will Duffy's just got the outreach. He's got the ability to reach more people. I don't. Everybody's made sure that I have nothing. I'm just, just a dude. Just a dude that's been saying that the Earth's not flat for years. But, people like to think different things and say whatever. But there are proofs. There are arguments that prove that horizontal doesn't help the flat Earth. It's got nothing. Will Duffy isn't even aware of it. It's that unbelievable that most minds can't even comprehend it. But it's there. It's there, and it's in reality. There's nothing you can do about it. So, yeah, you can do whatever you want about it. You're not going to be able to work it out. Nobody else is ever going to be able to work it out. But it's definitely not flat. It's what we've been saying for years, right? There's a way of you constructing arguments together and placing logical form and understanding, but you can only base it on the logic that you're aware of. The moment you find a contradiction, then what do you do? How do you resolve it? There's nothing you can do about it. There are things in reality that you just have to go along with. Measuring a horizontal distance on a map is just one of them. Simple as that. Sometimes these things seem so simple that they're a little bit too much to take and grasp. Yeah, it's because everybody's stuck in a false dichotomy, gods. But once the flat earthers have gone, right, it's proof that it's not flat. Flat earthers have got no argument. If flat earthers had an argument, they would be able to present it. I do have an argument, but I'm not a flat earther. I'll wait till afterwards to present my argument. Once the flat earth has been dismissed, then I'll present the argument that the earth's not flat using horizontal distances. It works up together. It's part of it. Showing the horizontal being horizontal, at least what you perceive to be horizontal, local scale, will show. I mean, it's part of the same argument that proves that it can't be flat. You know, how to make the real globe. I'll show you. But we'll get the flat earth out the way first. I will at least be generous enough to give the flat earthers the first shot at Will Duffy. Present your horizontal argument to Will Duffy to falsify his argument, and then, like you can take the crown. But just remember, there is another argument called the measured flat destructive dichotomy waiting in the background. So don't get too cocky. Gods, it's like the earth is not flat. Doesn't matter what you want about it, whether you call it a label or whatever, it doesn't make any difference. It's not true. The earth is not flat. So there's no point walking round with a label of something that isn't true. It's not going to help anyone. If you guys, you flat earthers, want revenge on Will for something, I don't know. I don't know what it is that you want. I've not got anything against flat earthers. I'm giving them a chance. Gods, you can support your top flat earther, cheer him on when he goes on and debates Will Duffy. Off you go. I'm going to do my best to make sure that everybody is aware of this. I mean, I know, like I say, most people don't bother watching. Most people have been convinced to not bother watching for whatever reason. But we do have good conversations, and we've got plenty of arguments. Good. I'm not stuck on a label. I know you might be, obviously. It's stuck in your head. But, I'm not a flat earther. And I'm not butthurt. I'm just not a flat earther. Simple as that. The earth is not flat. That's a simple thing to say. It's another one. I think Gord's is one of these flat earth society guys. There's no such thing as a flat earth Gord's. I don't know.
He's no different than the rest of them. He won't come in and defend himself. He'll make excuses. It's the same shit, different toilet.
Yeah, Gods. What are you gonna do? You and everybody else in this arena. So I'm going to be, I'll be going live tomorrow. Tell you all of your Flat Earth friends to come round. We will be promoting the Awake Souls guys, because they are going to have a practice. I will turn up there just to show my support for them, because at least they're willing to try and do something. And I do admire people that are willing to stick up for what they believe in. And if you don't believe in it, then it's not worth defending, really, is it? I mean, that's the way I look at it. Will you at least be in the chat over there, Gods, putting in your, particular brand of defiance or support, or however you deal with it? Or will you be having a go at anybody else that turns up in there, sort of calling them shills? Because I think that's what Neil was doing today in Nathan Oakley's. He was sort of saying you have to keep an eye on who turns up, because they'll have broken the boycott. Palkeys, hello everyone. I don't know. I don't even know who that is. He can come into the Discord, can't he? Right, I've got some songs. I think I'll play this song out and then. Right, now, do you want to hear a new one? A new song, or the one for Buster? Or, I think I'll leave Buster's. Okay. I'm going to have anybody got anything else they want to say? Anybody can come into Discord whenever they want. Tomorrow, I will be going live just after dinner. I'll be doing a few hours. I know I've got a lot of conversations that I've had with people about this particular stream, seeing whether we can drum up some support for Flat Earth, see whether we can get somebody in there to at least defend. Okay. God, do you want to hear this was wrote for Buster, and Buster will be doing it, but this is it's called The Cornerstone. It's about Job being told about what he can and can't do. Just asking, maybe God practicing the Socratic method whilst talking to Job. I'll be back tomorrow. There'll be plenty of these tunes tomorrow.
Out in the whirlwind where the heavens unfold, God spoke to Job in a story untold. Where were you when the stars sang in flight? Who laid the stone in the heart of the night? Questions like rivers, they carve through the soul. Socratic echoes that won't let you go. The enthymem whispers, a truth left to find. A piece of the puzzle you hold in your mind. It's the silence that speaks. It's the spark in the dark. The start of a journey to kindle the heart. Lay down the cornerstone, start where you stand. Seek the unspoken with an open hand. The Logos walks with you, the way and the light through Job stood in wonder, his heart torn apart. God's voice like thunder, yet soft as a spark. Where's the foundation? Who measured the skies? The questions uncovered, the truth in disguise. The rhetoric calls to the seekers who roam, to walk with the logos and find their way home. The end theme is power, it's the gap you must fill. Whisper of wisdom that bends to your will. It's the voice in the quiet, the step you must take, the journey to knowledge for your own soul's sake. Lay down the cornerstone, start where you stand. Seek the unspoken with an open hand. The Logos walks with you, the way and the light. Through the questions and shadows, you'll find God tonight. Oh, the path is the truth, and the truth is the call. With the end theme is the promise, you'll rise, never fall. Every question's a stone, every doubt's a new road. The Logos beside you to carry the load. Not in the answers, but the spaces between. The truth lies in silence, where the heart remains clean. From Job's humble questions to the cross in the sky, the way is the journey where the soul learns to fly. Lay down the cornerstone, start where you stand. Seek the unspoken with an open hand. The Logos walks with you, the way and the light. Through the questions and shadows, you'll find God tonight. Oh, the path is the truth, and the truth is the call. With the end theme is promise, you'll rise, never fall. So ask and keep asking, let the questions unfold. The cornerstone's laid in the stories retold. With Jesus beside you, the word ever near. The unsaid will guide you through the silence you'll hear. Lay down the cornerstone, let the journey begin. True knowledge awaits where the heart lets God in.